Okay, so don't get me wrong. I love meeting my followers. Like, when y'all come up to say hi to me, it really be making my day. But this one time, I got caught off guard so hard, and I have just not been the same. So a while back, I was at the spa, and how the spa works is like a whole bunch of different pools and stuff. So everybody's like walking around, you know, touching water, feeling water, being around water, whatever. And I like to go a lot because I like to spend money that I don't have. And after I was done swimming and drowning in the pools, I go into the locker room to change out of my bathing suit. And now usually there's a dressing room there where you can change in private that I like to go to because my body is a temple, bitch. But that day, the line for the dressing room was so long that I did not have time to wait for it. So I took myself to the darkest corner there was, and I started getting naked. And you know, I managed to take my shirt off. My titty-on made their short guest appearance, and then I put another shirt on. But when I went to go take my pants off, this is literally what it looked like. Oh my God, is that Emily? We love you, girl. We follow you.
Oh, hey.
I was full booty crack, full portal to another dimension was out, if you know what I mean. And these girls were so nice, and they're like, oh my God, Emily, we love your videos. Like, you're so engaging. And because I was so nervous and caught off guard, I could not think of anything else to say but, oh yeah, this ass, it attracts. And they stood there so confused, and they were like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, just wanted to let you know we love your videos. And I was like, oh, okay, just saying, because, you know, my colito was out, but it's okay. Now this is awkward. Now I'm going to go cry. Needless to say, it just was not one of my best moments. But hi to the girls at the spa. Me and my ass had a great time meeting you guys. I am so confused as to what just happened to me, and I don't understand why some people have to be so weird. So I was just at the Taco Bell drive-thru, you know, trying to get my Baja Blast on or whatever, and I'm just sitting in my car, and where my Taco Bell is located, it's a highly populated area, so a lot of people are like walking in, out of it. There's always people around it. And because I was sitting bored in my car waiting for my turn, and also because I'm chismosa, I love to people watch. And I see a man walk right in front of my car, and I look at him for literally only like 3 seconds, and I'm like, that's a little too close to comfort, but I'm gonna let you live, girl boss. And then all of a sudden, this man circles my car and comes up to my window, and he's like, and I roll my window down a little bit, and this man dead ass looks at me and goes, I saw you looking at me. You like what you see? What? And I look at him like, no, you were just getting a little too close to my car, so that's why I looked at you. I literally only looked at you for like 3 seconds. He goes, yeah, sure, that's what they all say. I know what you really want. And I was like, I want a Baja Blast, bitch. And this man dead ass goes, oh yeah, but why didn't you let me in the car and we could talk about what you were really looking at? And I said, what in the Doritos Locos Tacos did I get myself into? And I look at him like, you're gonna have to back up from my car before I hit you with my car. I swear to God. And I kept trying to inch my car forward to get him away from me, but he kept following me, and he's like, oh, I like when they're hard to get. And I was like, sir, you are wearing a dirty white beater with one flip-flop. I swear to God, you better go find that other chancleta before I take that flip-flop and beat you with it. I swear I will. Luckily, the car behind me saw that I was getting stressed out, so they get out and they're like, bro, you're gonna have to stop talking to her. He's like, no, it's okay, we're playing a game, she likes it. And I was like, why in the 7 nations would you think that I enjoy talking to somebody who has his bare dogs out on the dirty floor? Go find your chancla. He ended up leaving me alone after older people came out of the car and be like, you gotta leave her alone. Y'all, I don't know what's wrong with people. I got my Baja Blast out,
I have a lot of old practice nails, and some of them are ugly. So instead of recreating one of them, I'm gonna try to save it. Here's today's victim. I don't know if you can tell, but this is supposed to be like a checkers pattern. It's giving nothing. So let's try to fix her. First, I gotta drill this baby down. And since the nail was originally already thin, I'm gonna have to do another layer of acrylic. We're gonna use an acrylic Snow White. And we're gonna go ahead and give her body, give her structure, and give her support because she deserves the world. By the way, all the nail products I am using in the video are available, link in bio. Now I'm gonna go ahead and shape this baby up. Give her that crisp, straight look. Look at that apex, y'all. Now this is the part where I start shaking in my boots because I cannot do nail art. I do tend to shake a lot when I'm doing nail art, which is terrible for straight lines. But I did try my best. At least now it's wearable. Let me know what you guys think down below.
When I was little, I found my mom's credit card. And, being a 6-year-old, I saw my mom putting the credit card on her phone, and I knew how she did it. So, I decided that I was going to put it on my phone. So, I put it on my phone, and I was downloading Roblox, because I thought, hey, I can play with my friends here. That day, I spent $2,000 worth of freaking money on Robux. Let's just say a lot of my friends thought I was really cool and rich. When my mom found out, I hid from her for seriously like a day, and then once I got in there, she wasn't mad. She just said I was Captain Robux.
Storytime about how my aunt kidnapped my dog. So, a little background information. I was 14 and in 8th grade. I had a 4-month-old puppy that I would take care of because since I wanted the dog, my parents were like, you have to take care of him, blah, 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 blah. So I put him in the crate, went to school, came home, thought everything was good, until my dog is missing. So now I'm like, what the fuck? Because it's literally a 4-month-old puppy. Anyways, I searched around the house to see if he maybe escaped or he was hiding under the beds or something, but he was nowhere to be found. So I asked the neighbors to keep a lookout for him and even put up missing posters everywhere. And when my parents got home, I told them the situation and they were like, oh, honey, he probably ran away, but he'll probably be back tonight. Yeah, fast forward 5 hours, he still wasn't home. So my dad was like, go to sleep. He'll be back in the morning. So I went to sleep, or I tried, but then I couldn't sleep, so I got up and got some melatonin. Like for part 2. Part 2 about how my aunt kidnapped my dog. So like I said, my dad was like, go to sleep, and I went to try to go to sleep, but I couldn't because my dog was freaking missing. So I go downstairs to get some melatonin when I hear my dad talking shit on the phone to my aunt. He was talking about something with the dog, but my dumbass starts walking across the floor and all of a sudden the floor creaks, so I run upstairs, get back into bed, and go to sleep. So the next day after school, I tell my dad I'm going to go to my aunt's house because she didn't live too far away, and I thought, okay, well, maybe she's seen him run around her neighborhood, whatever. And he was like super off about it at first, but he was like, fine, whatever, go to your aunt's house. So I get to her house and I walk in and I hear dogs barking. One dog, because she didn't have any fucking dogs. And I walk over to the backyard, and what do you know? My puppy is sitting in her fucking backyard. So I brought my dog home and told my dad. And he got really mad. It turns out he didn't even want the dog in the first place, so he gave her to my aunt. He apologized and we're good now, but...
I cannot believe I had this table where they're on a date. I guess it was like their first date, and the guy was like, don't worry about it, baby. Like, it's all on me. You order whatever you want on the menu. Like, he didn't even let this girl order. He was like, yeah, I'll take one of this, one of this, one of this. Like, the bill was crazy high. So I was like, oh, shit. Like, okay, let's get that tip money, bitch. So the girl was like, oh my God, papi, like, you're so crazy. Oh my God, like, this is so expensive. No. And he's like, don't worry about it. Like, you know, it's all on me. It's always gonna be on me. Like, if we were to be in a relationship, it would be on me. Like, I would be taking care of you. And I'm standing there like, so do you guys want the Sprite or no? Like, I'm confused. And every time I would pass the table, he deadass would be talking about how much money he makes, how he can't afford anything he wants, like how this is easy for him. And he's obviously trying to impress this girl because this girl's eyes were like, oh my God, like I scored the jackpot with him. I did the thing. And I was like, okay, whatever. So whatever. It comes time for me to drop the bill. And I drop the check and I'm like, oh, take your time, whatever. Do what you got to do with it. Like stick it in your kuka, stick it in your coochie woochie. Like do whatever you want. Just make sure you leave me a tip at the end. And I go back to collect the check, and bitch, on a bill of $600, this man left me $20. And now, if you don't know how math works, that's less than like 5% of the whole bill. They were there for like 2.5 hours too. So I was like, are you serious? Like, are you dead ass? So then I go to grab the thing, and I'm not going to complain because you know what? $20 is $20 that I did not have when I walked in this bitch. So I'm like, whatever it is, what it is. I grab the check and I see the 20, and you could clearly see on my face that I was like, are you fucking serious boasting about your money and shit, but you can't even tip your server out? Like, what are you doing here? So the girl looks at me and she looks down at the check and she goes, Papi, you're going to leave her $20? And I'm like, oh, okay, bitch. I look at her, I look at him, and I'm like, yeah, Papi, what you about to do right now? Because she pressing you, so what you gonna do? You broke? Are you broke? So I go to grab the bill to walk away because I'm like, if you want to leave me $20, that's what you're trying to leave me. That's not my fault. You're out here trying to look like Papi Shampoo, but you can't afford the title, bitch. I'm sorry. So then I go to grab the bill to go walk away, and I overhear the guy be like, oh my God, like I must have done the math wrong. Like I didn't even realize. Like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And I was like, are you embarrassed though? Because I know damn well you meant to leave me $20. The only math you did not do correctly is when you were ordering one of everything, bitch. Because you know damn well your bank account could not support it, bitch. So then the girl is like, well, she's right over there. Like, go fix it then. Like, go call her over. And he's like, no, she looks so busy. Like, I don't want to bother her anymore. Like, she looks so busy. I swear to God, I was standing up, leaning on something like this. Just staring at them, waiting for them to call me back, just staring. And she's like, she doesn't look busy. She's just standing there. And he's like, no, I know. She's so busy. Like, you don't know how the service industry works. Like, they got so much going on. And I was like, girl, wait. And then she deadass gets up and looks at him and goes, you know what? I'm going to just have to go. And then on her way out, she finds me and she gives me a $50 bill. And she's like, here you go, baby. Like, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know he was going to do that. If I would have known, I would have just tipped you myself. But here you go. Have a good night. Thank you for the amazing service. And then she left. She deadass left him in the restaurant. And I was like, okay, girl, boss. We do the thing. We don't go out with broke men in 2022, bitch. since the Met Gala is going on, I figured I would finally tell y'all the story of how I accidentally tried to sneak into the event. Needless to say, I wasn't successful. And I want to preface this with, I did not go to the city with the intentions of trying to sneak into the Met. I went because I was taking a dance class and I was grabbing lunch with one of my friends. And she was like, oh my God, did you know that today, like, the Met Gala is happening? And I was like, oh my God, like, they must have forgotten my invitation or something. I don't know. And she's like, oh yeah, the event is just a couple blocks down. Like, we're right by it. And I was like, excuse me, bitch. You're telling me that me and Rihanna are in the same breathing zone? We're breathing the same air, bitch. And I look at my friend, I'm like, girl, we have to go. I don't care if we have to teleport, levitate, or booty bump our way there. I am going to the Met Gala. So we start walking, but we get lost because some roads are closed off. And I'm like, yo, I don't know what to do. But then all of a sudden, I start seeing black SUVs, and I start smelling the life I can't afford. And I was like, oh, I think we're getting closer, bitch. And then we start to see the barriers that they have for the event. So I look at my friend, and I'm like, oh my God, what if we just hop one of these? Like, how dangerous of me. Oh my God. And keep in mind, we just got out of a dance class, so we're wearing baggy clothes. Our hair is a mess. We're all sweaty. Y'all, we stick out more than my stomach does after I eat McDonald's. I swear to you. So whatever, we try to hop the barrier, but the moment that my foot touched the ground, it was like sensors come off, because all these security start coming over and goes, hey, you're not supposed to be here. You're trespassing. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just walking. And the police start coming over and they're like, you can't be here. This is a private event. And I was like, well, I have private parts. So, I mean, I guess we have that in common. So, I don't know. The security starts yelling at us and they're like, you shouldn't be here. Like, you can be in a lot of trouble. So then I got scared and I looked at them and I was like, wait, I don't know what the tea is that's happening here, but I'm lost and I'm scared and I'm confused. So please help. And they ended up just letting us go because they thought that we were tourists that just didn't know what was happening. But I had every intention of trying to sneak into that event. Like, I really wanted to give Rihanna a kiss, but you know what? It happens. It's fine. Also, BT Dubs and a Wintour, if you see this, girl, where's my invite? I know damn well it's not getting lost in the mail every year. Where is it? I'll see you at the Met Gala one day, I guess. I never understood why people go to expensive restaurants and expect some type of discount. So back at the old restaurant I used to work at, a lot of businessmen, really important, like rich people would eat there. So you already know I was getting well taken care of. So I go up to this table and it was obviously a couple and we're hitting it off, like we're having a great time. They're like, oh my God, Emily, we love you. And I was like, oh my God, this is moving way too fast for me. Give me a second. Now keep in mind, this man was ordering OD stuff off the menu. Like he got himself the most expensive steak and he was getting like 3 martinis. And I was like, sir, it's a Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Like, are you okay? And he goes, yeah, just pass me that bottle. And I said, oh, okay, movie. So it comes time for me to give him his bill and I drop the check. He flips it over. He looks at it and he looks at me. He goes, I can't afford this. What is this? And because I'm used to having wealthy people come to this restaurant, I'm like, ah, ha, ha, ha. Sure you can't, sir. And he's like, this is over a $300 bill on a random Tuesday. You expect me to pay this? And I was like, well, yeah, I expect you to pay it because you inhaled all the food. So that's how math works. 2 + 2 = 4, bitch. What do you mean? And he's like, oh, this is ridiculous. And I still think he's joking. So I'm like, oh, sir, I can give you some gloves and you can start scrub-a-dubbing some dishes in the back if you want. No expression. He gives me no expression. And I'm like, oh my God, this is kind of awkward now. I don't like this energy that you're giving me. So I'm going to go, okay? Peace. So I walk away and I go to my manager and I'm like, I don't know if this man is joking or not, but he says that if he pays his bill, his pocket's gonna hurt for the next month. So I don't know what to do here. Can somebody say help, please? And I go back up to the table and I see that they're trying to do the math on the receipt to see if I overcharged them. So I'm like, sir, is everything okay? He goes, no, not everything is okay. Are you kidding me? You expect me to pay over a $300 bill? I'm not paying this, so you gotta figure this out. And I said, whoa, bitch. And I was like, sir, I work here and you decided to come eat here. Why would I have to pay your bill because you decided to get litty titty on a Tuesday? That's not my fault. And he's like, yeah, I expect you to do something about it because you lied about the prices. And I was like, I lied about the prices? Sir, the prices are on the menu. You could have just read them. And he goes, well, I didn't see them. And I said, oh, well, you should have just started with that to begin with. I didn't know you couldn't read, sir. I'm sorry. He also did not find that funny. So, and he's like, oh, okay, fine. Then I'm just going to sit here for the rest of your shift. That way you make no money off this table if you're not willing to help us. And I was like, excuse me, sir? You expect me to pay your bill when I have my own bills to pay? Are you crazy? You better get up I'll make you get up off this table. I swear to God. And he's like, why would I pay for food if I hated all the food? And I said, because de malas, the only way I'm getting that food back is in your toilet bowl. And at that point, I don't want it. So please just give me your credit card. My manager ended up coming in and being like, sir, you ate the food, so you need to pay for that food. And it got to come out of your pocket because it's not coming out of her check. So what do you want to do here? He ended up paying for the food and being like, this place is terrible. I hated everything about it. The worst part is he ended up coming back every week after. Like, if you can't afford a restaurant, don't